Hey, folks, welcome back to the Becoming series, exploring the deep truths and the principles that will enable you become everything you're created to be and to do. I hope you've had an exciting week so far. So, today, I want to quickly kick things off by talking about a particular topic that is really quite essential in our path to becoming, and that is the word discipline. Discipline. Jim Rohn said discipline is the bridge between thought and accomplishment. And what he meant by that was for you to achieve or accomplish anything or to execute anything, especially anything that is worthwhile, you have to put in the work that is necessary, right? It's one thing to have a great vision or a great strategy or a great idea in your head that you think is going to change the world. And it very well could. But between the idea or the vision or the strategy and its actual execution or the actual result that you desire is a word called discipline. Now, why is this important? It's because for any great work to be accomplished, it is critical that you put in the work that is required for the accomplishment of that idea. So, for instance, if if you're called to be a great artist, for instance, right? When you first start out, even if you have loads of natural talent, for you to be able to get to the point of accomplishment that the best hold, right? People like Picasso, right? For them to have gotten to that stage or that phase that they were called the great or the greatest artists, they had to put the work. It meant they had to paint every day, sometimes several times a day, right? Because you don't just get there overnight. You must put in the hours. And this is true of every great person, irrespective of the field, whether it's in the arts or the sciences, sports, whatever it is, they had to put in the hours. And you would find this recurring theme um, throughout their stories, no matter who it was, whether it was Michael Jackson or Muhammad Ali or Martin Luther King or any of those people. For them to have achieved the peak of greatness at that level, they had to put in the work. And that requires discipline because it often means that you have to do something repetitively, and repetition can be boring. It can be boring, especially if the things just seem to be mundane, right? But over time, they start to add up. So, for instance, um, if you're a singer, you know that for you to get to the peak of what your voice is able to do, you need to go through or you need to embark on a series of exercises. Now, these exercises, in and of themselves, seem mundane, by and when you go through things like voice drills, breath control exercises, etc. Those things seem pretty boring, especially if you have to do them over and over again every day. But the little things add up, right? Because the difference between somebody who is merely good and somebody who is great is actually discipline. Because the person who is great may not necessarily have more talents than the person who is good, but he or she has taken time to develop it. And development necessarily comes with repetition, consistency in whatever you're doing. And that requires discipline. It takes discipline to get out of bed at 4 a.m. in the morning and go run laps, or swim laps, right? Or run around the track if you want to be a Usain Bolt. It takes discipline to wake up and study. It takes discipline to have to run through exercises if you're a singer. It takes discipline to know that this is your desired niche and you must do the things that are required for you to be the best in that field. So, in our journey to becoming, um, You can't rule out discipline. Discipline is an integral part of your journey to becoming who you truly were created to be, right? The person you're created to be is such an awesome person, right? But getting there requires putting in the effort, it requires putting in the time, it requires going through the hard daily grind. No great work was ever accomplished without putting in the work. You must put in the work, and that requires discipline, right? Um, you have to, you just have to go in there. You have to go into the trenches. You have to do the things that are necessary, and you must do them on a consistent basis. Otherwise, it's not going to work, right? If you just do the right things for only 1 week and you just sort of live it off, it's really not going to happen for you at the end of the day. It means day after day, day after day, whether it rains, whether it shines, you are found in your place of duty doing the things that are required for you to become the best version of yourself. So, no matter who you are, or no matter what you're supposed to be, or who you intend to be, discipline is a key concept that must be imbibed if you're going to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. Don't forget discipline.